Welcome to Quiet Minds, the podcast, where we talk about all things introverts. My name is Vanessa. I'm your host. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So today, I'm talking about why narcissists often target introverts, and more importantly, how you can protect yourself from these unhealthy individuals. And I've had a lot of people comment, especially on my past episode about how to protect yourself against negative energy. And people were asking, like, what if it's friends or family members? Like, how do you protect yourself against narcissistic people? So today we're going to talk about that. So introverts are often known for their empathy, their sensitivity, and their deep capacity for understanding others. And these are incredible strengths and gifts, but they can also make you vulnerable as an introvert to narcissistic individuals. So, why do narcissists choose introverts? And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons. So, empathy and compassion. Introverts are naturally empathetic and compassionate, making them appealing to narcissists who seek constant validation and attention. And they know introverts or empaths, highly sensitive people, but they're more likely to be understanding and patient, right? Like we can be very forgiving, giving second chances to people and seeing the benefit of the doubt. So they want to choose someone almost at what they deem as weak. We're not weak individuals, we're very strong, but they're going to look for someone who has those qualities that are forgiving and understanding and empathetic. And you think about it, they're not going to choose a strong person who has strong boundaries, somebody who stands up for themselves. They're not going to choose people like that. They're going to choose people who they deem as weak, but it doesn't mean we're weak at all. Also, a desire for harmony, right? Like introverts often strive to maintain harmony in their relationships, avoiding conflict and confrontation whenever possible. So, this tendency actually can be exploited by narcissists who push boundaries, knowing that the introvert will likely bend just to keep the peace, just so they don't argue, just so they don't have conflict and drama. They push and they push people until they basically give in and they get what they want. Introverts also are excellent listeners, right? Which narcissists crave. They enjoy having someone who will listen to them extensively without interrupting or challenging their views or the things that they're saying. They want people to listen to their stories. And you'll notice they'll talk and they'll talk, but if you interrupt sometimes, they don't really like that. So many introverts struggle with self-doubt and low self-esteem, making them susceptible to the manipulative tactics of narcissists. And narcissists are very skilled at making their targets feel inferior and dependent. So they are completely okay to break someone down, be vile, talk about their character, basically put them down till they feel like they're nothing. And they can emotionally exhaust someone. Anyone that's dealt with a narcissist, I have many times in my life, they emotionally break you down till you feel like a shell of yourself. You don't even know who you are. Then you start isolating yourself from your family, your friends, which is exactly what they want. They alienate you against people. Like it's a very difficult and unhealthy and toxic relationship. And I think sometimes people think that they can change a narcissist, like if they're nicer, if they do what they want more, or if they do this or they do that. I always tell people you can't change who somebody is. You can't change their personality. You can't change the way their brain is wired. So you're going to waste your time thinking that you're going to be the one who changes who a narcissist is. It just can't happen. But it's very difficult, right? Because in the beginning of relationships or friendships, they really pull you in with their love bombing and making you feel special and important. They get you right in there. And then once you're in and they know you're in, then their true self comes out. And it's very confusing. It's like, and the thing is, you almost I think people get attached to who the person was when they first met them, the idea of who they thought they were. And there's this idea in their mind that they can get that person back, right? Doing all these things just to get that person back. That person, the person that you met, was the facade of who they really are. So once you recognize who a narcissist is and you understand it and your eyes are open, the game can change. So I want to talk about understanding narcissistic behavior and recognizing the signs so you know the kind of person you're dealing with. So narcissists exhibit a range of behaviors that can help you identify them and protect yourself. So here are some characteristics and actions commonly associated with narcissistic behavior. And the first one is need for excessive admiration. Narcissists crave constant attention and validation. So they may seek out compliments and flattery. They might become upset or angry if they don't receive the praise that they believe they deserve. They surround themselves with people who will constantly admire them and affirm them. And it becomes very draining for the person that has to constantly affirm them. Lots of jealousy, lots of insecurity. There's also a lack of empathy. So narcissists actually struggle to understand or care about other people's feelings. So they may dismiss or ignore others, their emotions, and their needs. They may exploit or take advantage of people just for their own gain and to serve themselves. And they'll show little or no remorse for their actions or behaviors because they just literally don't have the capability to understand how their behaviors and actions can affect another person. So no matter how much you talk to them, writing them letters, writing them text, emails, trying to get them to understand your feelings, they cannot. So I've learned a long time ago, don't waste your time trying to explain to a narcissist how you feel and how they hurt you. They will not understand. And also, one tactic they do is they'll accuse other people of doing the things that they are doing. They will call other people names and paint negative characters of other people, create them out to be a monster, but they're really describing who themselves. It's called projection, who they are themselves. It's called projection. They will never, ever want to say, this is what I've done wrong. This is what they don't take responsibility. It's not in their persona or personality. They just don't do that. So there's also manipulative and controlling behaviors. So narcissists often manipulate others just to maintain control. So this looks like guilting or shaming or intimidating others just to get what they want. If you say no to a narcissist, watch out. They don't just say, okay, no problem. You're going to be hounded, guilted, intimidated until they get what they want. They also twist facts or situations to make themselves look better and to make others look worse. So playing a victim that's what they are. They want others to pity them and feel sorry for them. And they'll do all these things to manipulate someone else's emotions just to serve that part of them that needs the attention, the affirmation. They also play mind games to keep others off balance and unsure of themselves. So little snide remarks, little comments, just little drops of uh, comments, just to keep that person a little bit unsure. The sad thing is, it's like they can be very cold and then they love bomb. They got to get you back in, right? It's this cycle that never ends. And it's, again, so draining and depleting. And the sad thing is, when they've been super angry or cruel to you, then they come back in like nothing ever happened. And then you feel, okay, this is, things are good. They're going to change. And then you get kind of happy to be around them, or you feel whatever, which way, only for it to happen again, only for something else to set them off. And you're back in the cycle. So their sense of entitlement. So narcissists believe they deserve special treatment and they expect others to comply with their demands. So this may be like they feel entitled to the best of everything, regardless of their actual circumstances. They expect others to cater to their needs without reciprocating. They will take, and drain you, and they do not give anything back. Maybe something small, maybe, but they empty out the person they're with. They empty them out. They also become angry when things don't go their way. Like I said earlier, if they don't get their way, a fit, an emotional breakdown. So exploiting relationships. So narcissists view relationships as tools for personal gain. So they may form relationships based on what they can get from the other person. They will discard people when they are no longer useful. They'll dispose like you are absolutely nothing to them. And the person, the introvert or sensitive person, the empath, who thought they had this kind of a relationship with someone, they're just left confused, broken, hurt. They're grieving the person that they thought they knew. And it's, again, messes with your mind. They also use charm and charisma to draw people in, only to manipulate them later. And that's what I said with the love bombing, right? You make someone feel special and important, like you're best friends, and then they manipulate you. And you're like, what the hell is happening? So then there's lack of accountability. And narcissists rarely take responsibility for their actions. So they may blame others for their mistakes or their failures. They will refuse to acknowledge their role in conflicts or problems. They will completely point the finger at everybody else and they will never look at themselves in the mirror. They manipulate and control others, and they lie to people, and it's a very powerful tool for a narcissist because lying is their tool for manipulation. So they lie to control how others perceive them and their actions, and they influence others to act in ways to benefit the narcissist. So gather a few people they'll actually see other people as lower than them, right? But they'll gather people to affirm again their sense of who they think they are, right? So they'll lie and manipulate to these people to gather them and make them feel sorry for them. But it's just when the more people you have, even if it's just a few usually, but the more people they have, the more power and control they have. And the last thing is like they want to create drama and instability. So some narcissists thrive on drama and chaos as it keeps them the center of attention and often disrupts other people's lives. So they may lie to stir up conflict and create tension among others. Triangulate, right? They pin other people against other people. They keep people guessing and uncertain about the truth. You're always wondering, is this person lying to me? It really sounds like they're telling the truth the way they're telling it. Well, they know what they're doing. They'll actually tell you, I know how to lie and you'll never know when I'm lying. I've had people say that to me. It's very scary. My friends, let's talk about what you can do to protect yourself. And the first one is set clear boundaries. Establish and maintain firm boundaries. Narcissists will often push limits to see how much they can get away with. So you need to be clear about your limits and stand firm, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Trust your intuition. So pay attention to your gut feelings. And if something feels off or someone consistently makes you feel bad about yourself, trust that instinct. A healthy person will not make you feel bad about who you are. They will not make you feel bad about saying no. Healthy people communicate properly, they have compassion, they have love, they have respect. They do not lie to you. They do not put you down. They do not make you feel bad about yourself. But narcissists are skilled at manipulation, but your intuition can help you see through their facade. You'll know if something's off. You know if something doesn't feel right. And it's very important you listen to that intuitive feeling. And as I said, educate yourself. Learn about narcissistic behavior and tactics. So, understanding the signs of narcissism can help you identify these individuals earlier on so you can avoid getting entangled in their webs. And that's exactly what it is. It's getting caught in the spider's web. Practice self compassion. Be kind to yourself and recognize your own worth. And building your self esteem and practicing self compassion can make you less vulnerable to the manipulative tactics of narcissists. You got to keep yourself strong. And when I went through a situation before, I'll link it below. I listened to a book called, I think it was Caretaking the Borderline Narcissist. I'll leave it in the comments below. And that empowered me because I felt so helpless. I felt like a shell of myself. I felt completely disempowered. But when I listened to that book and I understood the kind of person I'm dealing with and how they're pretty much all the same, they're textbook, I was better able to deal with that person in a more empowering and powerful way because I understood how to respond, and I understood about their behavior and how to respond to their behavior. I went from being in reactive mode around those people to responsive mode. And I've had to release people from my life in the past, in my just because honestly, sometimes it can get to a point where you're being destroyed, right? And if you're being destroyed and you can actually do something about it, you need to do that, right? Again, it's hard because you get so entangled in their life and the facade of who they make themselves out to be. So you're attached to that person that you thought they were. Like it's so deep, but you don't want to destroy yourself. I have a lot of people that come to my practice that have left narcissistic relationships and they're still healing like 2, 3 years later because the damage is bad. They break you down. They break your spirit till you feel like nothing, and it can be very hard to rebuild yourself. So if you know early on that you are dealing with a narcissistic person and you can get away or do something about it or create boundaries, you need to. Seek support. Talk to family, friends, or a therapist about your experiences. So, narcissists often try to isolate their targets. So, maintaining a strong support network is crucial. And having others validate your feelings and experiences can help you stay grounded and see the reality of the situation. So, limit interaction. If you identify someone as a narcissist, limit your interaction with them as much as possible. And this might mean cutting ties completely or simply reducing the amount of time you spend with them. And protecting your mental and emotional well being should always be a priority. And again, guys, it's hard with family, it's hard with friends, but sometimes when we're with people that are draining us and depleting us, we abandon our own selves for somebody else because we think we can save them. We think we can fix them. We think they can become who we want and need them to be. You have to deal with the truth that chances of that happening are pretty much zero. And again, like this is easier said than done. Like I understand, like I'm not saying just to walk away because it's not easy like that. Like I've been there. I've been in those relationships. You can't just walk away. Um, but you can do things to protect your own. If you can't walk away, you can do things to protect your own peace and sense of well-being in the meantime, which is what I did. But you have to get to a point in your life where you actually start doing things for yourself so you can build yourself up to be stronger, right? That's the thing is we want to build ourselves up to be stronger so we can deal with things from a more empowered place. All right, my friends, that's it for today's episode. Leave me any comments or feedback below. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about on future episodes. And have a wonderful weekend. And just remember, stay true to who you are in your beautiful heart of hearts.